Hello and welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted once again to be joined by Greg for another one of our betting tips show. This time we take on the monster Naoya Inoue against Lou Neri. Greg, it's an incredible fight. Thank you once again for joining me to discuss what prices we found for this. Talk to me how you feel briefly, obviously without going into a big fight breakdown. Is Louis Nery a worthy opponent for Naoya Inoue in this stage of Inoue's career?
Yeah, great to speak to you as always, on. I would say so, yes. Lou Neri was a standout at that weight for a long time. And, he was undefeated for a long time, world champion. Yes, he got hurt in the body and he was stopped. That can happen to any fighter. Any fighter. I mean, we've seen it. I don't want to put it on a comparison level. We've seen the great Oscar De La Hoya go down against Bernard Hopkins and was writhing in pain. Sometimes if you just get hit in the spot, you get hit in the spot, especially to the body. So, yeah, I think he's a worthy opponent. I think it's a really, really good fight. I like how feisty the fight is. It's just an all round great fight that you just think there's going to be a lot of needle. So, yeah, looking forward to it one.
Yeah, I think that's a fair analysis of it. I'm completely expecting fireworks, but to be honest, that's probably a bit of a cliche now with Naoya Inoue. No matter who he's facing, there's going to be big punches. He can take a punch, and we've seen him where he almost takes punches that he shouldn't, but it might sort of necessarily wake him up. Um, Without going too much into your sort of prediction and betting tip, can anyone beat Naira Inoue?
He's going to need to go up the weights on. I think there will be a weight that he comes unstuck and he fights some of these guys. So, for example, I mean, people talk about him going as high as like lightweight and things. I think if he still hung about at super featherweight, Shakur Stevenson could have been a problem for him. But if I'm being honest, I think we're going to need to see Naoya Inoue go up the weights to find problems, and that's a testament to him because a lot of these guys, look at guys like Canelo, they start off as what welterweights, but they make their mark at light middleweight. He had to go to, aside from a Gennady Golovkin really close trilogy, he had to go to light heavyweight before there was a guy who just looked that little bit too big for him, that little bit too skillful. So yeah, I think that it's the same with Naoya Nui. I think he'll find his problems when he goes up two or three extra weights. So yeah, but at these weights, I can't really see anyone on the horizon.
Again, a completely fair assessment, and I have to agree with everything you've said. I think as devastating as he is, the Canelo comparison is probably the best one you can think of because bar Floyd Mayweather, we haven't really seen Canelo in too much danger. We haven't
Yeah,
really seen him come unstuck until he got in there, and it was evident in front of you how big Bivol actually was compared to Canelo, and it was
yeah,
just as good as he is, as strong as he is, it was just that step too far, which we could see with Inoue. He's already fought in four weight classes from light flyweight all the way up to super bantamweight, and it doesn't actually look like he's stopping anytime soon. But
yeah,
like you say the lightweight shouts for someone who started their career at light flyweight is a bit insane,
yeah.
in my opinion. But we are here, as I say, for a betting tip show with Naira Inoue. I think most people can work out what sort of angle we're going to go with this. But Greg, what price have you found for our viewers?
And I think there's bad blood in this fight. I think there's a lot of bad blood. And I think that Naoya Inoue is going to take a lot of confidence in seeing that, although it was a great shot, that Nery can be hurt to the body. And I think that he's going to come out, he's going to throw a variations of shots. I just would not be one bit surprised to see Naoya Inoue win this fight inside 4 rounds through sheer aggression, sheer determination, and wanting that bit of revenge and pride for his country.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go rounds 1 to 4 on, and I seen that at 7 to 2. I think that's a really, really good price for these smaller guys who fight at 100 miles an hour and can punch very hard for small men.
I have to agree with yourself on pretty much every aspect of that. For myself, I've gone slightly later. I've gone rounds 4 to 6, which is 5 to 2. But to be honest, if I was to pick a round, round four itself is 10 to 1. And now that really appeals to me because I think, like you say, it's almost with what's happened with Louis Neri being banned from fighting in Japan by the commission to now being allowed this fight. There's so much needle. There's going to be sort of animosity in terms of the atmosphere and Louis Neri. It's going to be a hostile environment for him. And I really do think Naoya Inoue is going to come out. He's going to put a show on and he's going to blitz through Louis Neri early. So I'm going to go with the 5 to 2 of rounds 4 to 6. But for our viewers, to meet in the middle where me and Greg have both said around the round four mark. That is 10 to 1 itself. Greg, once again, thank you so much for joining me on another betting tip show. And to our viewers, let us know what you think in the comments below. Does anyone think Louis Neri can actually pull it off? What odds can you get on Louis Neri to do almost what would be considered a miracle? Let us know if you get onto either of our prices. Let us know if you pick up a win off myself or Greg. And once again, Greg, thank you for joining me tonight.
Pleasure as always, Owen. Thank you.